Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll look into our alternate history of Europe, alternate future of Europe series, not alternate history. What, am I asleep or something? Well, I was going to do alternate history, but I didn't know what to do. I was also going to do Battle Royale, but my computer was acting up when I tried. So yeah. So let's go to the first thing. With England stating that they will reunify Great Britain and then the British Isles. But will they be able to? Who knows? Or will they be dragged into European conflict before they have a chance? As a great European war is almost inevitable at this point. And well, Scotland is pushed back. But it's found out Germany is supporting them, so yeah. And well, a lot of nations are eyeing the war of the English Great Britain continues as Great Britain sweeps, taking all of Scotland's population. As many things happen, but the population is shrinking. Fine, it's not, but it probably is. It probably is. With Germany's nationalistic policies starting to create a bit of trouble, with it seeming that the war is soon going to break out sooner than ever, with France accusing Britain of illegally expanding. The prospect of conflict looks more and more likely to happen soon, with it finally breaking, with tension with Russia reaching a high. It's very likely Russia will join a team. And if they pick the right team, they could have victory. But if they pick the wrong team, it won't go as well. With Germany and Poland rising tensions. Spain and Catalonia. And where does it break out, guys, you may be wondering? Spain and Catalonia. Spain claims Catalonia as a part of it still. Even though chances are it's been claiming it for years and years. Probably like 2050, because this is only episode 9. Maybe even 2150. With huge advances, with France issuing an ultimatum saying, leave Catalonia now or face conflict. And they said no. Yep, that's what they responded with, no. With France immediately responding by declaring war, which this is about the time Germany decides to launch their invasion of Poland, which timing is all, as all of France's allies are soon and quickly to be activated, which Britain quickly joins. And while nations that weren't joined originally when this war started going to join, yeah, it's a war. Wars expand, they escalate. And who's next to hop on the escalation train? Okay, Russia decides to take a stand, with Hungary deciding to join Poland, which leads to Yugoslavia deciding they want war with, well, Hungary, which leads to Italy being involved in this war. Germany wants land from them, so Germany's at war with them. And you can see this escalation is not going so great. And well, Turkey decides to join the South Europe team, because their goals are to expand into Bulgaria and expand into Russia. Bulgaria decides to join the blue team, which this eventually ultimately leads to Romania choosing a side, with the German attack on Poland starting, with the German troops entering. And yeah, at first it goes really well for German forces until they meet the Polish resistance, which is really huge, with Russian forces entering from the north. And Romanian troops attack Ukraine and Bulgaria and Hungary, which may or may not have been a mistake, with Russian forces marching into Ukraine. as they move into Crimea and they take Sevastopol. As they move up and meet with the Dnieper River. Then they quickly sweep across, and then this is pretty much what the war looks like right now. With them also entering from the north. And what does France and allies do? Okay, so France makes its first move, and France's first move is a push into Germany, which they specifically move up into the Rhine, trying to create France's natural borders. Yep. And they also make a push against Spain. They push Spain back. Well, they send a few forces here. Poland just holding the front. Same with Ukraine and Poland trying to hold the front. So they make a few counter-offensives trying to hold the front, but besides that, not much is done. With Romania being pushed back. And this may or may not been great for Romania. May have or not been great for Europe. As Romania only joined the side because it wants a coast. And they thought this side was most promising to gain their coast back, but it turns out it wasn't. And now to Italy. What's Italy's team do? Well, Yugoslavia first launches an invasion of Hungary, as we all expected. And well, Greece and Turkey meet their forces, and Turkey moves up into Bulgaria, with Bulgaria being in trouble. And well, what about the Russian-Turkish war? Well, that goes well for the Turkish forces, as Russia's now ready to attack. And so on. This war isn't going so great. It's just a big bloodbath. With France being kicked back, and Italy marches into France. Now to the red team, who Germany continues its push against Poland. As they march in. With them being strategic. Not getting Italy at war with them. As Russia's advance goes well, as they split Poland in two. And then they take the north of Poland. And the Ukrainian front, Ukraine gets pushed back by Russian forces. And well, Romania manages to cut Bulgaria and Ukraine in two. Which means split them apart, not in two, literally. With them managing to hold the front with Hungary, they march further into Bulgaria. With the Bulgarian front stalling it, with Britain landing in Normandy. Finally, Ireland gets war declared on. And what Ireland do wrong? Nothing. How is Finland not involved in this war yet? Well, because Russia's scared of them. And now to the blue team, who Hungary tries to hold Yugoslavia back. And Bulgaria tries to push Turkey back, but they fail ultimately. And Bulgaria, not able to do anything there. Hungary basically froze. Ukraine tries to move into Transnistria, which is basically a part of the Romania. And then France continues its establishment of a Rhine area. As the Rhine defense works, and they slow the advance. With Italy's turn happening again. With a huge advance into Bulgaria. And well, yeah. And with an advance into Russia, trying to cut Russia in two. With most of Iran being unused, basically, because, well, most of Iran is useless in this world, they move across. And they split Russia in two. In a strategic point. But Russia is a bit concerned about this. They can't really do much. With Germany advancing even further into Hungary. Wait, what? Hungary? They advanced further in? Yep, they started their advance into Hungary just then. Well, them meeting up with Russian forces, and, well, this is the front line of Poland. It's not really, they're not really doing well. With this being good timing, as it allows Romania to make a march into Hungary, as Romania crosses the border. They march in. And they also march south. With Bulgaria being forced to surrender. And keep in mind, there's two countries fighting in Bulgaria, so Bulgaria falls to two countries. Romania and Italy's team haven't really got into direct conference yet. But the only direct fighting between the two are on one front, which is the Russian front. And with Romania establishing that as an occupation, Italy is now the blue team gets a turn, but the blue team is honestly just stuck, guys. Hungary moves into Moldova, and basically with the help of Ukraine, they managed to take it. With French forces moving further north into Germany. And they're moving into industrial areas of Germany. And where else do they make advances? Not really any. And it looks like the blue team is about to fall. Portugal joins their team, which leads to Morocco joining France's team. And then now it's time for the red team to advance. With Britain making a huge offensive into Ireland. As Ireland falls as they push so fast. As Morocco has no strength, as they barely have any land. They fall. Shocker. Not really shocking. With Germany's front, Germany could collapse, but even if Germany did collapse, there's enough Russian forces to keep that from happening. With Romania making a huge counter-offensive. With Romania somehow holding on to its lands. With Germany's march into Poland going really well. How well am I talking? Well, Poland has finally fallen. Despite Poland not wanting to. And well, Russian forces have another huge breakthrough in the Ukrainian front. And unlike today, the world is much different than our world because, well, at the beginning they fell. And now, well, the counter-offensive of Ukraine begins, but doesn't go far. Partisans pop up in Poland, which have somewhat of a success, but really not much. With Hungary making an offensive back, but Hungary's case is basically lost. And now the yellow team goes. As Italy makes a march into southern France. And they do this. And the war between Italy and, well, Germany seems pretty far away right now, but then again, it already has broke out. But really, they're not really at war yet. They're only at war on the Eastern Front. With German forces lining there now. Now it's Germany's turn. With Germany deciding to send a bit of attention over here as it seems like that front is falling. And well, they move to France's natural defense. Them also working against the partisan activity in Poland, but to little avail. Wait, why are we already at Germany's turn if Italy's turn isn't over? Well, Hungary did get pushed back on Italy's turn a bit. Well, a big offensive and huge success as Russia is finally able to take over all of eastern Ukraine and most of northern. with Ukraine's front in Romania completely collapsing. Finally, Romania is able to make offensives. With Romania's goal basically to move, with Budapest falling, and they move out into Ukraine. As it's basically, it's hard to tell who will win at this point, because I mean, the blue team hasn't fallen yet. With the fall of France basically inevitable at this point, France is unable to do anything, except they are forced to retreat all the way to this Rhine area they're holding a defensive at. Then they start defensives everywhere. And why are some places there's colors on the map? That's just because it's hard to separate sometimes. With Italy finally ready as they attack Germany. But Germany was ready for this, so they move into the Austrian-German lands. And what Germany holds in Hungary. And how is this going so well? Because they're not really ready on this for this. Italy is really strong at this point too. But now Germany ultimately is ready to crush France. With France being basically brought back the memories of the Franco-Prussian War. Why are they brought back it? Because Germany basically starts fighting here. And then they get memories of World War I and II. Why World War II? Because they're coming in blitzkrieging, basically. And, well, then the Franco-Prussian War, because they're fighting here, trying to advance towards Paris and Issy. With Paris falling, although they don't allow it. They go back to the Napoleon's ideas, where you should never surrender. With the fall of France, at this point, not looking so great. But what they don't get pushed back on here is what will stay. And also, there's one error right there, with Romania unable to push back. Russia's moving forces down there. But ultimately, it looks like the first treaty is coming. But ultimately can't really happen while fighting is still going on. As Italian forces make one last ditch attempt to take as much of France as they can. And then Germany takes a turn, which literally they take all of France. Literally. Not figuratively. They take all of it. Literally. Literally, France doesn't exist anymore. With Italy saying, well, there's not much they can do. With the German forces kicking Italy completely out of these lands. And well, in two fronts, the forces completely get crumbled. Germany and Hungary and Romania's fronts, they start crumbling. With the full front of Bulgaria, basically, being nothing. And then Hungary and, well, the chances of this team winning is as low as can be now. They could try and peace out, but doesn't look likely as Germany starts an attack in the Yugoslavia and Slovenia. With Italy now realizing allowing Turkey to join their team was their biggest mistake, and then deciding to attack Germany. As the Great European War is headed towards its end, Bulgaria basically gets fully taken. War has fallen. With two fronts now basically falling. With their full attempts to modernize being fully destroyed, as there's no way of winning now. It looks like nationalism has won over Europe. The story is sad. As Italy has learned, they shouldn't have went against France, as they allowed tyranny to fall over Europe. As tyranny has taken over Europe, there's no turning back. Unless partisans can do it, but America can't get involved. So for now, Europe is in dark times. But Poland, Hungary, and Ukraine attempt to free themselves by partisans, with the people wanting to free themselves, with it looking bad for Poland, and with Hungary trying to free itself, but to no avail. But for now, they get a free state there, with the terror setting in Europe. And with terror came more. As Europe has turned for a dark period, a period of hell, basically. And it's really sad. As Europe's chances of freedom for the near future are falling. But with Turkey deciding there's nothing they can do. As Anatolia gets invaded, to the point where an Ankara falls. They won't give up despite this. The people know this war is doomed, but they know what's coming, so they try to fight as hard as they can. Despite it being a losing cause, they will fight to the bitter end. Unless something can happen. Unless they can be freed. But will they ever be freed? No. And well, this partisan activity, which was trying to make a better Europe, crumbles. When Europe tries to be divided, it goes to war. When Europe unites, it collapses. It gets invaded. So it doesn't matter. Europe is a lost cause. Up to the point where and now Anatolia has completely fallen, to which the rest of the empire falls, with Italy being the last hope for Europe. With Italy making a last-ditch attempt to free Europe by sending all of its people to fight, which for a while, sending 30 million people, because that's what they have been able to send. They are managing to take back some of the lands they used to have. But ultimately, the power of the people has not worked against laser weapons. Ultimately, this is a sad ending to a sad story, which is really sad. Who wants to have this ending? With Italy being wrote down as a hero, but will they be able? Because history is wrote by the victor, so the good guys aren't Italy. Italy tried to free Europe, but it's too late. With Italy being shown no fairness. And well, Italy is destroyed to the ground. Everything is burnt, basically, but Italy won't give up. With Italy on the brink of collapse, Germany and Russia and Britain and Spain, Portugal and Romania have sent millions and millions, and they can barely even collapse the country. But Italy ultimately falls. But on the plus side, they didn't switch sides, so that's a good news. And for the treaty, the first treaty is with France and allies such as Catalonia, Ireland, Morocco, Hungary, Bulgaria, Ukraine, and Poland, and it's really harsh. Many changes has happened with Germany expanding far into Poland. So did the Soviet. So did Russia, which has basically formed the Soviet Union again. Romania is much bigger. Hungary suffered badly. So did Poland. But France suffered lots of land loss, and the world has been taken over by tyranny. But there's still light left in this world, I hope. But now for the Treaty of Rome, the Rome Treaty, which also might impact Bulgaria. It impacts Hungary, yeah. It impacts all of the gold team, with Italy fighting back against some of the terms, but to no avail. Changing to democracy, and then they ally with Romania and make puppets. But they quickly turn these puppets into democratic countries, which are basically, this democracy is to keep the Germans at bay, with many countries seeing this as ideal. With Germany and infuriated at their former ally, but they have nothing they can do about their former allies' now hatred. Which, that's a strong word, I agree, but it doesn't make it fake. And I don't know why I can't see that. Literally. There's no other layer. So I think this is just broken. Look, see? Literally. It was glitched out, I think. With Russia quickly leading to undermining them with allies. They call this new alliance the Eastern Europe Freedom Pact. And their goal is to free Europe again. Under any means necessary. But right now, the strongest nation is Germany, Britain, and then Russia. But Russia has the allies, and their allies are more likely to help them because they're democratic now. Somehow. Like Turkey wants to take back Turkey. Bulgaria wants Macedonia. But these countries want freedom. Austria, a lot of Germany is turning against Germany as Germany fakes an election. And why am I giving such a great story for such a horrific story? Well, nationalism needs to be stopped by any means necessary, Russia states very loudly, with Morocco not being bound by any means to a puppet, but Germany states like Naples, Italy, Sardinia, Piedmont, Croatia, and many others are unhappy. Unhappy, really unhappy, and don't desire their leader. Like, if you don't desire a leader, you can't conquer who doesn't want to be conquered. You can't change who doesn't want to be changed. You can't do anything to what doesn't want change. If a country didn't want change, they won't let you. If a country wants freedom, they will fight for it to the bitter end, regardless of any means. In bombs, people will fight to the death. So just say, people aren't willing to give up. With Russia's goal, with Russia having a plan to come up into Germany from the south, north, west, take over this with their smaller countries. As they march into Germany, their goal is to take Berlin in this war plan as they march to their goal, which is taking this city, and from there, the plan is to take this city. And, well, they basically have 7 days to the River Rhine. Well, they want to, but they can't. With Hungary's goal to move into Germany this way. With it being known as Operation Denationalize. And that's pretty much all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe. That's all for today's video. See you in the next alternate Future of Europe episode, and we will see the fall of the nationalism in Europe. We'll see them drove out of Europe. This won't be easy. It won't be hard. Chances are Russia will be pushed back to the brink of collapse, but they will somehow stop them. They believe. Who knows? Maybe the nationalism will win. But hopefully democracy is restored in Europe. And then we can pretty much have a democratic Europe. And then we'll have to come up with a way to mess with democracy by making a bunch of authoritarian countries. See? It's the plan. And I'm thinking I'll make an alternate future of the Middle East or an alternate future of the Balkans in the future. So I'm going to get you guys to vote on that. And I'll give you 7 days to vote. And chances are I'll do both series, but that's just which one I'll do first. And we are at, I don't know how many subscribers, so let me look at my phone. Why would I look at my phone to figure that out? Because I have YouTube Analytics on my phone. And instead of taking into YouTube Analytics, let's just look at my phone, which has YouTube Analytics. We're at 240, which means we're 125 plus 10, 135 subscribers away from 375. And I will make a subscriber special at 250, guys. So please watch it. And now to edit this video. And that's pretty much all for today's video. Wild Mapper out.